Hello, we're heading into the Thanksgiving week next week. Pretty exciting time. Seasons are changing. I want to tell you a quick story. It's on the path of find and fix the barriers to growth, which is one of the focus areas of Burst Performance and what I'm doing. This is a sales story, and I was meeting with a prospective client, and the reason I was brought in is they're getting to the end of the year. They're not hitting their numbers. Some areas are working, some areas are not. But one of their key objectives this year was to move up the corporate scale in the services they're selling. So getting out of the hostage situation, I'll call it, where you have a attentive group of buyers within an account that you have good relationships, you have control over, and you're driving the revenue kind of as planned. But the objective for the company and what you've been charged with is accelerating the relationships up to the C-level or into business units to gain influence and certainly expand the work that you're doing inside an account. What is interesting is when I brought the find and fix the barriers to growth, quickly asking a bunch of questions, got to one of the barriers is the belief of the salespeople. That one they bought into, right? It's like, yeah, that's a problem. Our salespeople just aren't getting there, and we've told them they need to do this, and we've given them the tools. And so then I went to the leadership part. It's like, what tools have you given them, and what guidance are you giving them? And then I started piercing into the real issues, and that is nothing changed from the company. And as I was starting to suggest, not everybody's the same, right? So in a corporate setting, the one thing that's often just pushed down the channel to the sales team will never work. The reason it's not going to work is by the time something is stripped down to a universal one thing, do this and it will make a difference for everybody, is it so watered down there's no way it's going to apply to every client, every new situation. So it won't have an impact. The one thing built up and then pushed down the channel to the sales team to bring out to every client and every salesperson simply won't work. It's too generic to matter. You know, the most common response that I get when I'm talking about breaking patterns is the sales managers, the VPs, the leadership has kind of been trained through their career to just say, if you want to break a pattern, so a stagnant client, or we're not getting the new relationships we need with the business units or different levels within the organization, the one thing that is brought forward and pushed down is we just need to do more of the same. You have all the tools, you have the relationships, just go do more. That should work. Well, if that would work, it would already be done. So you have really talented people out there doing their job and performing at a reasonable or a good level. And the answer to we need to do something different is do more of the same. It just doesn't make sense. So I started pushing, what are we going to do with the leaders to break the patterns, to give the opportunity to the sales team to do something new with their clients? What I got back is kind of like contempt without investigation. That was off the table. Instead of packing up and leaving the meeting, because I can't help a company that thinks that way, the insanity of doing more of something that's not working, the ridiculous belief that one thing given to everybody, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. So you have to understand the complexity of the organization, the different services, and the different clients, the different patterns, the different engagement levels that are in play here. The one thing accelerated is too watered down to matter. Doing more of the same thing is not going to break any patterns and also won't solve the problem. And the adjustment needs to be made at the higher level where there's a better approach put together, that it accounts for the different perspectives of the clients, the different perspectives of the sales organization, and a clear understanding of the value that's being brought to the clients. Each relationship is going to be different. So there are certainly resolutions to that issue. That is where leadership becomes leadership. That is where that level of management makes a big impact on the organization. And that's a problem that can be solved. It takes new thinking. The pattern might not be a broken pattern in sales. The pattern most likely is a broken pattern in leadership. Open the mind. Let's not follow contempt without investigation. If we want change in our business, we have to be willing to change the things that matter. Have a great day.